Jason, Bob, Mary and I drove to this abandoned hotel. The exterior walls of the hotel were mottled and the windows were broken, as if telling of its former glory and its present desolation. We took a deep breath, cheered each other up, and stepped into this unknown place of terror. Upon entering, we were shocked by the sight before us. The lobby of the hotel was filled with messy graffiti, and all kinds of inexplicable words were written on the walls, such as "Come with me," "I'll meet you at your house tonight," "You're a lousy person," etc. These words were chilling. But even more so with the graffiti with ghostly faces and the cursed straw men found on the floor. In the darkness, the beam of a flashlight shone on these eerie things as if they were moving in the shadows. However, these were nothing yet. We continued to explore, walking with heavy steps up to the 3rd floor. As we pushed open the door to a room, the sight before us made us gasp. On the chandelier in the center of the room hung a red dress, which stood out in the dim light. The walls around the room were filled with words like "die" and "go to hell," all written in red paint as if they were blood, which was frightening. We shone our flashlights around the room, and even the ceiling was covered with the same words. "Oh my God, this is too spooky." Mary's voice trembled, obviously terrified. "It's like something horrible happened here." Bob frowned tightly and looked around. I felt a shock of unspeakable fear. Suddenly, my eyes were drawn to a row of large letters on the wall to my right. "Go to hell, you guys are dead, I'm going to kill you." These words were extraordinarily striking, as if they carried a malicious curse. "Everyone be careful, these words look as if..." Jason's words were not finished when I inadvertently touched the words on the wall. My fingers felt a sticky feeling, and when I looked down, those words surprisingly didn't dry. "This can't be." I shouted out of breath, "These words are new." Everyone froze, and the air seemed to freeze. Suddenly, a chill went straight up from the soles of our feet, and I felt like someone was staring at us from behind. We looked around but saw nothing. "We'd better get out of here," Bob said nervously. We were about to leave when we suddenly heard a low sound of footsteps coming from the end of the hallway. We lost our breath, and the beam of our flashlights trembled slightly. "Someone's coming." Mary grabbed my arm in fear. "Quiet," Jason whispered, signaling us to quickly find a place to hide. We quickly ducked into a cupboard in a corner of the room, holding our breath and waiting nervously. The footsteps came closer and closer, eventually stopping at the door to the room. Through the gap in the cupboard door, I saw a blurry figure standing in the doorway, seemingly holding something in its hand. "Who's here?" The person's voice was low and hoarse, carrying a creepy feeling. We didn't move a muscle for fear of being discovered. The figure hovered in the doorway for a moment, seeming to inspect something, before finally turning away, his footsteps fading away. We breathed a sigh of relief and cautiously emerged from the closet. Jason gestured for us to get out of the room. "We can't stay here any longer. Come on," he whispered. We quickly left the room and ran down the stairs. Just as we were about to reach the 1st floor, we suddenly heard an eerie laugh from behind us. The laughter was sharp and piercing, as if it came from hell. "Run," I shouted as we all rushed out of the hotel without thinking. We ran back to the car, started the engine, and sped away from the creepy place. There was silence in the car. Everyone was scared out of their wits by what they had just experienced. "What the hell was that?" Mary's voice trembled, fear in her eyes. I don't know, but it certainly wasn't human. Bob's face was pale, as if he hadn't recovered from the shock. Never come to a place like this again. Jason's hands shook slightly as he gripped the steering wheel, obviously terrified as well.